Wow. Hello. Oyo. Oi. Oyo. 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 Oi. Oi. Hello, gamers. Hi. Hi, Musi-san. Oh, you redeemed that when it was like away, but I'll blush. Hi, Sky. Thank you for the sub. How are you? She's alive. Yippee! Barely. Yippee! Today was. I started like a couple hours ago. I'm. I'm alive. Yay! How are you? Are you doing well? I hope your day was very long and fruitful. Tell me about it. Hi guys. Hi Simulder. How are you? I think I got up at like 6 or 7 p.m. Tee. And I didn't do anything. Well, I did do things. Like I got annoyed. Oh, not annoyed, but I woke up and then I had to clean girl rotting arc a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Meh. But it's okay. I'll lock in. I'll lock in. Um, 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 I need to really, really, truly stop using Twitter in bed, and I need to stop using Twitter, pe- period, really. But there's good art on there, man. There's good art and good references and good. It's a good method of, uh, gaining, looking at, uh, uh, anime women. Hi, Romeo. Welcome. How are you? Yeah. I just woke up and there were many chores for me to do, probably since it was already the end of the day. I took care of my cat and I put laundry in and I will continue to put laundry in and then I was like, "Oh, I got to stream. It's late. Where is my guy?" Oh, I may be a little scatterbrained today. Thank you for reminding me. Where's my guy? I'll get him. Me when I get you. Wait, 1 second. um, hi, 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 hi. How's everyone? Mm. Um, I'm holding down the neutral. Like I'm carrying on with the bare minimum. Things are being done, however, not at a timely pace. mm, hi. Up here, my slime. Go! Fly! There he is. There you are. Go! Yay! Hello! Good. Mm, I'm a little scatterbrained because it feels like I have many things to do, but I don't know what they are. But we'll figure it out. I know what I need to do, actually. I'm going to I'm going to open something real quick. Maybe? um Whoa, cool slime on screen. Killa Yusha-kun. Hi. How are you? I was talking about my day. I woke up. There were chores. I did the chores. I'm here. That's literally. I took a shower! I was like, damn, I'm so stressed. I need to take a shower. And then like, when I got out of the shower, I was like, man, this is just like the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm in there, like, fighting my demons, and then I come out and it's like nighttime. I, like, it feels bad, man. But it's okay. We're holding down the neutral once again. Very good. I'll also do another little task if you don't mind. Um, well, hold on. I need to copy the image. I was asked to look at this and say, oops. Oh, oops. Nope, that's not it. I was asked to look at this and say, oh, can you give me pointers? And I'm going to give the pointer. So, but this won't be anything like too long. Today we're going to be Yuri playing a tithe in blood, which, oh, actually, Yushikun relevant, not because it's Yuri, but you were telling a story on a stream when we were doing Until Then. By the way, every Mina-san, the VODs are going up on YouTube. You should go watch Until Then, by Yusha and I. It's good. They are on the VOD channel, which is probably in here. If it's not on the main, no. On the main channel, there's probably a link to the VOD channel. Godspeed, my slimes. If we're looking at the tour, oh, also the story was this story. Well, if this is the titty, hold on. Then that means the torso's like here. Right. Like why? Like hypothetically speaking. Um. Right, you were telling a story about how like someone reached out to you in email about Until Then. Like, hey, this is our demo about a visual novel. We would love for you to check it out, but you said you didn't get the time or chance to. Uh I got an email about a tithe in blood, and then I thought about that. I thought about your occurrence, and I was like, in the shower, I was sitting on the ground because I was kind of like out of it. But then I started thinking about Yuri, and that gave me enough energy to be like, okay, I have to get off my ass today. Let's actually start the day. So I'm powered by woman love today. Um Speaking of woman love, hips, they are like generally about like this. And then you have the hip area or like the this area. No? You can like simplify the human form. I like to do squares, honestly, or rectangulars. I'm going to draw it this way. You can simplify the human form like this. And then you, like, generally, you would know the difference in, uh, generally. You learn to know the distance between, or the distance of how you like it. Um, 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 like, it depends on body type, too, right? Like, if you like shorter torsos or wider hips, then you can alter the form to your liking. This is definitely wider hipped, so I should, like, adjust myself. And then I feel like people, I mean, it's, did I finish all my thoughts? Zazed. it's, it is, it is zazed. It is also peak Kino. Thank you for linking it, Yusha. I appreciate you. So, I got out of the shower because, like, yeah, I'm gonna stream Yuri. Because I was like, yeah, they're very kind enough to reach out to me. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, let's go play a little bit of that today. I can do a little bit of voiceulature. Well, I have to warm up my. I have to speak properly. I have to speak properly first, and then we'll be warmed up to play. I'm gonna assume her knees are like a little like like angled inward. So like this, and then like this, and then like this. Nice. I was very appreciative. I like. Mm. Okay, and then the bottom. I'm gonna assume that, well, they're bigger than that. I'm gonna assume that it's something like this. You want something like that. And then I feel like there's more space between, because like when you think about the hips and thighs, as you often do, there's like you think of it like this, and then there's like another like this. This is the thigh, and then there's a little pom pom. There's like a really nice wah wah. That's what I'm trying to. The hip dip, as they say. Because your hip bone protrudes, I would assume. And then there's the dip, and then the meat comes back in the thigh. And that's probably good enough, right? Mm, however, maybe Cause like this part, and then tummy, and then here, and then can I make this a little? And then tummy, and then torso, and then my height, and then this under part, the boob connection area. It's nice. But the shoulders, because it connects to the under of the arm, you know? Like, whoops. Like, a little bit. Maybe. Probably. I promise I'll lock in. 1 minute, please. Lock in stream-wise, of course. Anyway. Did I see Yuri in the title? I'm here instantly. Anyways, hi. Hello. Are you a Yuri enjoyer? Are you a Yuri enjoyer? Of course you are. Sorry, forgive me for being a little... pero... I mean, it doesn't need to be that complicated, honestly. We're just here for the love of the game. And honestly, I need to get better. Hold on. Not honestly. I need to get better at illustrating this part. Because... I need to study it more. The connection of the femur. The femur goes in the hip joint, though. Hold on, 1 second. My ass would be better if I simply looked at a reference. Pero please do be unashamed about looking at references and just using references and such. But anyway, this area is a nice area and I need to study it more. If it's... I wonder how the bones go. I don't know how the bone looks. Probably. Don't say probably. Hold on, I'll just look it up. I'm a scourge to my own kind. Hip and femur. It kinda... Well, here's the general shape of it, right? It's very taller than I thought it was. The hip thingy. The hip thingy. And then the, like, the wings of the hip. And then this part, and then this part, and then lock in. The fuck? The Oxford Kuma. Welcome, Mr. Oxford Kuma. Wait, that's a good idea, actually. A little. Hold on. Imagine this character. Meow meow, and then like a big nose. Wah wah, and then where are bear's eyes? Like this, and bears kind of have a squarish visage. and 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 you've got a small ear. No, they're cute with their ears. Hee hee hee. And then he can have very cute glasses because he's a scholar. Wait, I'm very tickled at this idea. This is the bear. And then he streams. VTuber bear. And then his name can be the Oxford Kuma. Hee hee. And he can be very proper as well. Hold on. He can wear a gingham bow tie. Plaid or gingham. I don't know why this is pleasing me so much. He's so cute. I wonder what his favorite food is. I wonder what he likes to do with his mornings. Apparently the hip... That makes sense. It goes in this little crevice. It kind of goes out though. The femur like does this weird thing. And then it has like a bump. It's like a cane. And then it goes down. So this part is the beefy part, and then this part is the other part. You see? Yeah. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Lucky. Since I'm here, I sprained my ankle yesterday, so I'm stuck. Oh, Jesus. I hope you recover quickly. I'm sorry you sprained your ankle, and I hope it doesn't hurt. It's kind of scary, isn't it? He's so cute. I feel like he would like a berry or two. Yeah, ha ha ha. Maybe, or three. Three, typically. Because you have in a sentence. Ah, hi. Ooh, thank you for the follow. That scared me. Ah! I'd learn English from him. True, he could be like an educational type of content guy. Ne? Oppa Gingham style, haha. I love Gangnam style. You don't have to tell me. Oppa Gangnam style, haha. Welcome, welcome, Zoot Suit. Hi, how are you? Good delivery on that, thank you. He probably drinks honey tea. Don't forget to bring a berry. Aw, aw, my kuma. Where was I? I kind of did not need to go that crazy, but I hope that if I give you like the and then the top square. I mean, hypothetically, if we're thinking, no, I'll just do it straight facing forward. Well, I drew it at an angle, so you have your like this, and if it's at an angle, it's also at an angle here. So this also goes here. hope this simple shape helped. Hmm. And then you have your spheroids, you know, your sausages. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oops. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Touch, slide. Yatta. Dekita. Hi. I like your funny noises, so thank you. Thanks. Today we're not doing art though. This was just a little uh brain needed to do this before I started type of thing. I will close my art program. Today I did tell the rest of my story, right? I got out of Yuri. Nope, I got out of shower because of Yuri. I'm so in Yuri right now. It'll be my first time actually. Um, that is objectively untrue. I was going to say my first time experiencing Yuri, but that is objectively untrue as I have seen Puella Maga Madoka Magica. So, this will be my first time experiencing a type of content that is expressly about women love. Uh and a visual novel about Yuri. Um 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 I'm thinking. Uh where was I? We're playing a tithe in blood. It's my my first Yuri. Who's Yuri? You're in for a treat. Welcome, Raiders. My name's Tan. Hi, Em. How are you? Hi, Raiders. My name is Tan. I'm an ice cream slime, and I'm gonna be voicing through a tithe in blood today. I will open the game, and we will get started. You came in at a good time. How are you? How was your no? How was your stream? How are you? Hello, not lucky. Brr. I'm a little scatterbrained today, also, but we win these. Um, hello, M. You're in for a raid. Ooh, viewers beware. Hello, hi Iguana. How did you like the M stream? Were you gaming? Okay, true, true, true. Very true. Could you hear that or could you not hear that? Did that was that uh audible? Wow, Patch. I put in I put in uh I put in pa pa Podgies? 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 I don't know how to spell it. Podgies? What is that one? Podgies? All lowercase? Did it work? It didn't work. I liked it, that one. I see it. Oh. When? I didn't see it. Unfair. Gay? Mm-hmm. I saw you streaming Yuri and doing art. How could I stay away? Yeek! Based! Based, based. Give me 1 second. Placing my microphone in front of me. I don't know how long I'll go for. Probably just a couple of hours, honestly. But I asked them like was how long do you think the demo will take? And they were like 4 hours. And I was like, wow, that's totally doable within one stream. And then I remembered I am myself. So I figured like, wow, okay, I should stream this today because it's definitely going to take me more than just one stream. Considering Fata Morgana, it's not going to take as long as Fata Morgana, but I tend to just yap during the game as well, I've found. So it'll take a little longer, I figure. I don't think you do hear this. Now do you hear this? It might be a little low though. What if I increase the volume? What if I increase the volume? I still need to go through Fate of Morgana. It's a good game. Did you hear that they were going to give it an adaptation, like a live action adaptation? I'm not sure if it's on or going to be on Netflix, but that's my. That was in my head. I thought it was going to be, or that's what I understood. So maybe it is. I don't know. Can you give me 1 second also? I also have a little snack with me. Yes. I needed soy sauce for my day old sushi. Delicious. I'm sure it is fine. Oh, but the rice is. It'll warm up, I suppose. A live action adaptation would be unairable on any platform. I know. It's going to be interesting thinking about how they'll portray, Mel and Nelly. How they'll portray like the physical harm that happens to people. Well, that's easy. But a lot of that stuff is really heavy. So I'm kind of interested in how they'll handle it. Room temp day old sushi sounds like danger. Okay, I guess I won't eat the rice ones then. Aw. I'll try not to yap too much. Let's lock in, shall we? So what do I know about this game? Nothing. Just that there are girls. And it seemed like a really interesting game, and the demo seems, well, I don't know what's in the demo, and I wanted to find out. This episode, trauma. Next episode, trauma 2. Next episode, guess what? An even deeper trauma. You thought it's a little loud. 1 minute, ma'am. I'm going to turn it down just a tad for myself. Just a smidge, just a little tiny bit, because I like my games very low. And you can have it a little higher.
移ろいゆく世界に私たちは抗う運命にある。
The flowers of summer shall wither, the leaves of autumn shall fall. That's why it's called autumn. Doomed Yuri makes me sad, but it's so good, the plot. I'm not too familiar with a lot of Yuri. Like Doomed Yuri specifically. But it must be good. Everyone really kind of likes it a lot, so it must be good. Girls? In video games? Crazy? Wow. Insane? Against a transient world, we are doomed to defiance, to the eternal folly of
そ
man.
して冬の雪が舞い降りる。
Her voice is nice. And so the winter's snow falls. I should probably turn the voices off so I don't get distracted though. Or maybe I have it really low so that I don't unfocus myself Can I do that right now? Whoa. Settings. Voice. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I guess all of the voice volumes I will crank down to below half. Below half. Bum 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 bum. Return. I wish them the best. Oh, some girls do need more luck than others when it comes to being in video games. I think I saw a girl's frontline girl. She looked really tired. She was against a coffee machine. That game is great. that game does it does leaps and bounds, that's for sure. I don't know what to give this girl's what voice to give this girl. I assume I'll just give her a regular voice. My regular voice for now. A terrible chill hangs in the air, the season proving bitter, as it so often is here. On this cold day, a great throng of students slowly shuffles through the piled snow of the university grounds. The day's lecture is finally over. Is the volume okay, by the way? Some gossip freely with friends, while others fawn over their partners. Most, however, stroll silently. Yes, okay, thank you. She's cute. Oh, thank you. Hi, Robert. Welcome. Amidst this sea of people walks one unremarkable student among many. It went without saying that I'd go to university. I was called smart, clever, intelligent. I quietly liked the praise and saw no reason to fight others' ambitions for me. As long as people told me I was doing well, I hardly cared what I did. I wouldn't say I have a career in mind, nor any particular plan for the future. I barely chose this way of life at all. I simply fell into it. Things happened around me. I followed the path of least resistance. She's just like me for real. I never considered what would happen when I had to think for myself. She's just like me for real. She looks like the studious, serious class rep type, yeah. Very quiet, reserved, smart. Oh, I have a story. I knew a girl like this in high school and she was so lovely. Her name was Elizabeth. Great. She was half Filipino, half... I don't know. Her last... Well, don't say her last name. But she was the studious type. She always got, like, better grades. Not better grades. Well, better grades than I. Always, like, straight A's. She liked piano. She had really long, like, beautiful black hair. And she was smart. And she had, like, the best handwriting also. She had such, like, flowy, nice handwriting. She like, learned this pretty script and wrote in that script. And my Yuri story, I did like her. Not like, I didn't understand, like, romance at the time in high school. But, like, she was cool. And she was nice. She wasn't cool. She was very elegant. Whoa. Whoa. We did work on a project together. I wanted to work on, it was a project about a story of our choosing, and I was like, hey, we should do the tongue-cut sparrow. It's a Japanese, little mythological, folklore. Yeah. Why am I so... And we worked on it together. Yay! I think she liked it. And she was good at piano too. Man. Ooh, what if she wrote a letter to you in that handwriting? Ooh, the way I draw H sometimes with the little large flourish at the top, it's because of her. I was like, oh man, that's really pretty. And then she was like, let's write our story together. Ah! And then I gently touch her hand, and I was like, well, if that would be okay with you, I. uh, uh, Anyway, her path is cute girl. True. Ah! And then we're flustered together in my room, and then the project's not being done, haha. And then, no. I forgot though. Now I'll make you sad. um, After high school, obviously, I lost touch with every classmate pretty much. We all went to college and such. She went to Manila. A rowdy type of girl also went to Manila, and I think they hung out a lot. And like when I learned that my gorgeous flower of a person, when I learned that my beautiful white lily started drinking and partying, I was crestfallen. I was like, how could how could they turn her to this deviant life? She was never like that before. What happened? Drinking? It's I did I experience doomed Yuri in real life? I could have saved her? For real? If only I was allowed to study in Manila. My parents were strict, or not my parents, but my dad was strict. I passed the entrance exam for what is it? UPCAT. The University of the Philippines? No. What is UPCAT? Hold on. I am distracted and I am UST, University of Santo Tomas. I thought that college was cool as fuck and I wanted to go. UCAT meaning? University of the Philippines College Admission Test. Um it is like a centralized school exam that allows students to apply to various UP campuses. Did I take the wrong? Is the UPCAT for UST? Oh, the UPCAT is for UP. That makes sense. Well, I still passed it anyway, but whoopsie. I think I failed the Filipino portion, or tanked it a little though. She took the other route. I know, I went to a college in my city. And I couldn't save her. Man. She was supposed to be turned deviant by you! No! I wouldn't do that to her! We would learn piano together and admire writing. Anywho, that could have been my Yuri life. Shall we continue? Well, I want to take a bite to eat before I continue. Crazy to think about. Hmm. Cold rice isn't that bad. It's ooh 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 soy sauce on my ooh. Mm. I spilled soy sauce. I spilled soy sauce on my mouse pad. I spilled soy sauce on my mouse pad. I spilled soy sauce on my mouse pad. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, I spilled soy sauce on my mouse pad. Ooh, ooh. Hehehe. 1 second. I need more tissues. Okay. It's fine. Where were we? She's on the train to school. The train rattles and shakes as it trundles along the desolate city outskirts. The air inside stifling from the heaters. The seats always fill before I get on, so standing for the awkwardly long ride has become normal by now. With little else to do, I stare out the train doors. My thoughts soon turn inward, as they so often do in quiet moments. Not needing to study a day of high school has paradoxically made university all the worse. Faced with more difficult problems and never having needed to work at understanding something before me, I found myself restless. One might turn to friends for support, but my nature seems to drive others away. I always got on better with teachers than other students in any case. The city outside becomes distant, its glass buildings reflecting a gray sky. The only color to be seen is that of the bright red Sapporo TV tower, its wire-frame girders beaming through the white snow. Oh, pretty art. Not having traveled outside of Hokkaido, it's difficult to view life here in an objective sense. That remoteness hasn't hurt the city, though, having every convenience one could hope for despite its distance from Tokyo. The snow season has brought the annual increase in tourists with it. A topic of some debate given the fuss and crowding they cause. The hotels and snowfields continue their trade, though, as while Sapporo may be the capital of Hokkaido, their money is still sorely needed. Cranes work day and night to build new apartments, the city's population ever rising. The bustling train station is one of the most modern in the country, a landmark of glass outside and high technology inside. Even the trains themselves are kept in eerily perfect condition, as if every trip were the first of the day. Sapporo never stops changing in order to keep up, as if locked in a rivalry with Tokyo's modernity. Is any of this right? I couldn't really say. Like me, everyone keeps going about their day in this ever-changing city, even as the past disappears around us for more modern developments, new businesses, and more money. That place now passing by the train window is where I was born, and where I expect to die. Perhaps it's fate that I live in this grayscale city, so fitting is it for someone like me. Pretty. I like the backgrounds, and obviously I like the character art, that's like a given, but the backgrounds are stunning, aren't they? The walk from the station to my house is thankfully much shorter, though the idea of selling it and getting an apartment closer to school is something I've considered more than once. Having passed the local cemetery on the way, I enter. Hello? Oh. Having slipped off my shoes, the patter of feet on wood echoes about as I enter the spacious living room. A flimsy plastic bag carries dinner from the nearby convenience store in one hand, while the well-worn messenger bag for school remains strapped over my shoulder. As my eyes adjust to the light, a familiar unease comes over me, the unease of true solitude. A haunting silence hangs in the air, the room's size only magnifying the effect. Few things provoke this unsettling feeling so deeply, as an empty house, which shouldn't be. With my money largely going towards university fees and keeping the house, most of the rooms have been neglected. The table before me might appear a stately wooden construction, but the lies exposed by the veneer having flaked off a corner, exposing cheap particle board. I'll go to a furniture store and replace it sometime, I think to myself as I hang my coat and bag. Of course, sometime is vague enough that I can rationalize away that time never coming. With my food quickly growing colder, the house itself being a little warmer than outside, I settle myself down on the cushion. The air soon fills with the studied and monotonous voice of a television news presenter as I begin to eat. The lukewarm set meal is, for better or worse, consistent in the way convenience store food usually is. The same goes for the bitter green tea which washes it down. The occasional click of chopsticks is all that serves to punctuate the uninteresting news report, the woman's voice rattling off the details of another traffic accident from the snow-covered roads. A routine day, much like any other this year. My attention beginning to drift from disinterest, my eyes settle on the cardboard box to the side of the table. I half-heartedly consider throwing it away, but like most, I decide to use it for storage. For what and when, I hardly know. It still has the shipping label attached, now that I look at it. To think that one thoughtless order of an otherwise nondescript book from some second-hand store would change so much of my life. The idle thought confirms my plans for the evening. Putting myself to work in order to calm my nerves, I turn off the television and sort the remnants of dinner into burnable and recyclable trash. One sec. Water time. Whoops, that's not correct. Can I go back? Yeah. With that, I take a long breath and head to the study. Even as I walk up the stairs, I become acutely aware of the sensation from the bandages on my left arm, a now permanent reminder of this grim pastime. A lavish room is revealed as I enter, the musty smell of books and old furniture hanging in the air. The haphazard collection of antiques and oddities is the result of a year haunting local antique stores and online marketplaces. Something, anything, to take my mind off of what was happening around me. My eyes move down to the floor. What started as a pleasant, dark wood is now blighted with remnants of dried blood. The stains run deep, no matter how hard I've tried to clean it. The sight going unnoticed by anyone else is one of the few advantages to living alone. Stepping around the faded remnants of chalk between the wood panels, I stride over to my desk. My laptop full of translation notes lies to one side, while a time-worn leather-bound book lays open on the other. It's likely the oldest object for many miles around, and treated accordingly. Assorted notes on the nature of blood magic. Note assortate sulla natura della magia del sangue. The title alone made me curious, a curiosity which soon developed into obsession. Before long, that obsession turned from the intellectual to the practical. What language is this? Assortite? With some reverence, I carefully leaf through the pages. The words of the author, one Isabella de Mora. Maybe it's Spanish. Speak across the ages as I scan the page. Translating the Oh. That makes sense. Translating the Italian text has been slow going, not helped by its archaic form, but what progress I've made has yielded good results. Rather, it's been my body which has slowed me more than anything else. Looking between the floor and books several times, I attempt to visualize the patterns needed to replicate Isabella's experiments. The glyphs and patterns are strange and complex, more than one attempt ending in dismal failure. Realizing I've begun to draw this out to avoid the necessary pain for as long as possible, I set the book down at its opened page and set about the preparations. Taking a piece of chalk from the pile of seemingly unrelated items on my desk, I kneel down and begin to retrace the intricate plans detailed in the book's pages, every so often standing to consult the sketches I'm using as guides. There's an odd beauty to the intricate patterns slowly appearing on the floor. One concentric ring is followed by another, mysterious symbols and figures filling the spaces between them. Isabella's process of experimentation and discovery, the result of a great mind imprisoned by her family, has been fascinating to uncover page by page as my translation progressed. Trying to replicate her results would soon prove even more intriguing. Slowly but surely, the detailing comes to an end, and the last of the lines meet. Coming to my feet, I set the chalk back down and set about the more distasteful side of the process. Oh. You did see the trigger warning before. Chat members who may be sensitive to that type of thing. There's self-harm, and there's blood, and things of this nature. I did not read it out loud, unfortunately. Whoopsie. My heart racing, I pull up my left sleeve to well above the elbow, revealing the blotchy cream-colored bandages, stretching down a good portion of my arm. There's a strange feeling in keeping something hidden despite being surrounded by oblivious others. Little by little, I unravel the dressing, leaving enough at the top of my arm to avoid it falling. As the skin beneath is revealed, one dark red line after another blights the pale flesh around it. Some have already scarred, soreness and itching reminding me of their presence. Give me 1 second. Okay, now I'm locked in. Well, one more water and then I'll be locked in. It's so soothing listening to you read. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Are you calm? I appreciate it. Little by little, I unravel the dressing, leaving enough at the top of my arm to avoid it falling. As the skin beneath is revealed, one dark red line after another blights the pale flesh around it. Some have already scarred, soreness and itching reminding me of their presence. Okay. Reaching to the desk, I take my knife in hand. The blade is nondescript by choice, brought along with random items I didn't need to avoid arousing suspicion. Bringing it to my arm, I hover above a spot below the last cut, in hopes of not interfering with its healing. My heart begins racing as the knife settles against the skin. The sound of my breathing is maddeningly loud as it reverberates around the room, becoming ragged. My knuckles whiten as I clutch the knife's cold metal handle in my shaking palm. I dearly hoped this inhumane act against myself would become more natural, but even now, my instincts scream at me to stop. Instinct isn't so easily snuffed out. As the moon's light glints off the coldly utilitarian blade, I press the tip of the knife to the side of my arm. In one practiced motion, I overcome my body's pleading and force myself to slice the blade across. Pain lances through my body and mind, the gritting of my teeth the only thing stopping my painful whimpers from escaping. The tool's job done, I throw it to the ground and clutch my arm tightly. Dark crimson fluid seeps from the open wound, soon flowing freely down my arm and over my hand. Crouching down, I put myself to work to pull what attention I can from the wound. Putting my hand out before me, I straighten my index and middle fingers as thick, warm blood begins to drip from them. Trying my best to minimize my nervous shaking, the chalk outlines soon turn red as I trace them out at a slow but steady pace. I have to take this carefully, I remind myself. My body can't afford to do this often. Every attempt meaning days of recovery. I'm already weak, and the winter's efforts hardly help. As the last of the white chalk turns to a wine dark red, I stand once more and glance about. The moonlight reflects off the fresh blood, a slow trickle still dropping to the floor from my arm. A certain dissonance strikes me between the messy red spatters strewn across the floor and the intricate Byzantine patterns they form. The panic thought of this being some descent into madness briefly passes my mind. What madman, what crazed murderer could stand in such a spectacle and think themselves sane? Rather than fear such thoughts, I treasure them as I close my eyes shut, their confirmation that I've not yet lost my mind. I can still see this from the outside. I'm still human. As the book says, I concentrate on imagining the symbols and patterns around me in my mind. My emotions begin to shift and ebb, my nerves somehow becoming swept along in the strangely calming sensation. Oh, as if caught in a river, my thoughts begin to flow. Rather than fight it as I first did, I allow the slow and uneasy trickle to take me, surrendering to the movements in my mind. Some are pleasant, others horrendous, but all prove fleeting and impermanent. What was a river soon becomes a torrent, identifiable memories and concepts becoming abstract and indistinct. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, all merge together in a surging rush, all physical sense of my body long gone as every emotion pours through me at once. In the swirling and flowing mass, the bedrock below it all begins to sway in the swelling flood. My sense of self nudges and rocks at first, held by the deepest roots. Yet, little by little, against the surging flood, Oh. 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 I stands for isekai. Tanbian time, come for the yuri, stay for a gruesome blood
magic.
True. Yay! Okay. The soft grass gently presses against my cheek, the dew of early morning contrasting to the sun's warmth. My eyes slowly open, but my body feels too heavy to move. Far from being unexpected, it's now a familiar feeling. My mind too dulled to do anything more, I silently watch the flowers before me sway in the breeze, while birds squawk in the far distance. It's all so different and so warm. As if waking from a terribly long sleep, I wearily pick myself up, and my senses slowly return. A cloudless blue sky hangs above, with the lush green of the unkept forest surrounding me. It's all so idyllic. Here, there's no bright red tower piercing a sullen sky. The world which stretches out before me couldn't be farther from the hustle and the bustle of the city I've left. The warmth of spring, and its many scents, confuses my senses, jarred by the shift from the cold winter's night I left. The only blemish on the scene is a column of faint smoke from workshops in the far distance, peeking above the tree canopies. Asakawa Honoka. The magic worked. I thoughtlessly say the words to nobody in particular, the nature of what I've done no less surreal to me now than the scant few other times I've successfully managed it. Unfortunately, my senses returning to me also means that pain is among them. I quickly set about rebinding my bandages, lest anyone here see the scars now disfiguring my forearm. Groaning, I focus on making sure they're done tight and firm before fixing the ends once more. As much for myself as any other, I roll my sleeve back down afterwards to avoid the temptation to look. Adjusting my glasses and dusting myself off with my uninjured arm, I set off towards the town ahead. The town of Sapporo.
Interesting.
An empty horse-drawn tram trundles along past my field of vision. The steed's hunchbacked owner patiently letting it trot along at a leisurely pace. I'm gonna take a sip of water. My name is Honoka. I'm very studious and very proper. Very interested in blood magic that allows me to escape the world that I'm currently living in. Yummy convenience store food. I think it is a little bad though. It's kind of fishy smelling. I'll stop eating it. Surely there will be no consequences to my actions. Okie dokie. He pays me little heed as they pass, the clatter of hooves blending with the sounds of passers-by. The shadows are small, so it must be around noon. The flow of time here always throws me off. As I so often do when I come to this place, I find myself just watching, strolling through as if in a daze, caught up in observing this strange and foreign world. Yet, this foreign-feeling world is also strikingly familiar. For reasons unknown, the magic I've been attempting, transference, has reliably transported me here. When I should be in some other country, I instead arrive in the same location, but a century ago. The strangely dressed newcomer soon lost her novelty to the people here, few giving me so much as a passing glance as they go about their day. Words can't express how glad I am for the attention fading. Perhaps I should be glad it's the Meiji era. My modern clothing would just be another strange dress to them. Some of those walking before me mix Japanese and Western fashion styles even now, to varying degrees of success. A couple of children run by, happily chasing one another along the street. It all feels so different to the grayscale photos and dry documentaries about the Meiji era, or about history at all. The people here feel alive and varied, from the dour to the cheerful. Oh, woman. My idle stroll comes to an end as I reach my usual destination. Outside the kabuki venue stands the brightest person here, happily seeing off someone she'd been chatting to before noticing my arrival. Yasue. Oh, wow, I wonder. Yuri! Hi, Arts. Yeah. Boing, same. Here's another girl in the visual novel that we just met. You came in at the right time. At the right time, rather. How are you? I'm playing the demo today. I should have said that, probably. In the title, but oh well.
Excuse me.
I hope you're doing well too, thank you. What voice are you gonna give this girl? Considering that she's bright, probably like higher? No? But she still seems very elegant still. All these girls seem pretty like that. Maybe up here? Maybe up here? Maybe a little like this? No. Maybe more? Huh, we'll find out, I guess. I'll feel it out as I go. I see we have a visitor. Welcome back, Miss Asakawa. Hello, Lady Yasue. You look well as always. I've told you before, Yasue is perfectly fine. I'm glad to drop the formalities around at least one person. Then just Honoka is alright too. Despite my best efforts, I willed before her sunny disposition as usual. I'm hardly even able to make eye contact as I mumble my reply. Yasue takes the comment in stride, her cheeks hinting at the smile hidden behind her fan. Studio Elan, my beloved. Yes, this is a game by Studio Elan. They have worked on, like, other things as well. I was, like, milling about their website, and it seems they have quite a few things under their belt. My arm suddenly aches from my wound, causing me to reflexively reach over and clutch it. Such pain is a constant reminder of the cost to get here. The tithe a normal person has to pay to mimic the magic afforded to mages. I get it! A tithe in blood! Ah.
Magic.
True mages, such as Yasue. Her magic is no less amazing to watch now as when I first saw it, with mages so few in number in the normal world, and those that do exist keeping a low profile. I'm in some ways blessed to meet one who uses their abilities so openly. Wow, they are pretty. Wow. Hi. She seems so sweet. She seems like... sunny, bright. Are you alright? I'm fine, just tired. Accepting my waving off of her concern, Yasue turns to begin walking, casting a glance behind her to invite me. Cute. I quickly skip up alongside. Ah. Lock in, lock in. You know, I opened this bag of M&Ms, full well knowing that someone said you shouldn't eat chocolate while you're trying to do voices. You shouldn't eat spicy food while you're trying to do voices. You shouldn't drink milk while you're trying to do voices. But what if it's fake? What if I like chocolate? No, I don't mean that it's fake. I fully understand. However, nom nom nom. I quickly skip up alongside as she begins to slowly stroll the streets, stealing the occasional furtive glance at the woman as we go. Oh, she does. Oh. As a choir or theater student, never stopped me. On blood, that's what I'm talking about. While she's a pretty person in general, I've never quite been able to place her age. I may be terrible at guessing such things normally, but it's her hair which throws me off entirely. I'd call it bleached white, but it looks natural despite her youthful face. Maybe she's like a woman. I mean, she does look like a woman. I mean, like, eternally, 300 type woman. Finding myself self-conscious, I run a hand through my bangs to neaten them, before adjusting my glasses just so. I'm not particularly good at things like fashion, but for this one person, I want to put in some kind of effort. Where are you headed? What is the audio cut on one there? Oh, because they're speaking like for real, right? Aw, okay. I wonder if I can change that. I wonder if I make the content auditory representations. Oh, tinnitus! You don't need to simulate that. I suppose if I just lower all of the voices or voice options, emphasis, sustain. Interesting. Oh, voice emphasis must mean. Yeah, okay. We're still back. I don't need the simulation. I got that shit. I know. I woke up this morning like, my roommate who goes, ee. Whoever made that one post, I couldn't find it now, but just it's been stuck in my head, the phrase my roommate that goes, ee. Oh, Yasue. Maybe. Just normal. Just normal. Nowhere in particular. The day's performance is over, so I thought to have a stroll to wind down. While I appreciate the company, do tell me if you tire. I'm well aware you try to hide it, but I have noticed the toll these adventures take on you. She does her best to make the remarks as gently as possible, but her point is made. I'd been hoping she wasn't troubled over such things, but it's hardly the first time she's seen right through me. It all feels so surreal. It's hard to believe this is how my own city looked a century ago. I'm sure we Water will save me. I'm sure we all must look rather quaint to someone so far in the future. What brought on this line of thought? Just thinking back to when I first arrived here. You were like a little lost kitten back then. Not quite the image of who I thought might find this place. Yasue punctuates her observation with a churlish laugh, raising my spirits. Why I keep stumbling with my words? Maybe juice will save me.
Okay.
What if I wanted the audio to be slightly quieter because of my own personal self? Like, I'll make it quiet for me. No. I know what to do. I know what to do. This is why I have an audio interface. I know what to do. I know what to do. Don't mess with the audio. Turn down my headphones input. We're so back. That doesn't do anything for you. Yes. We're so back. Wow, that's the first time I've tried that. As we head onto a side street, Yasue stops to greet a friendly hauler walking by. The man happily begins to chat as he adjusts the yoke across his broad shoulders, sacks of goods tied to either end.
Woohoo!
Not wanting to intrude, I let my thoughts drift back once again. I stumbled about in the grips of terror for some time, wandering into town knowing nothing of where I was or how to escape. Nearly frozen in fright, I slinked along the side of the streets, onlookers struck by the bizarre clothing I wore. How fortunate I was for some children to run and fetch Yasue. When she first caught sight of me, I wondered which of the two of us was the more surprised. She sensed I was of a different time than the others, and took me under her wing without a second thought. Even now, I still feel like her helpless kitten. As she doesn't know the scene in my world which led to that first journey, though. I wonder if she'd think differently of me for it. As the hauler shuffles off and we start walking once more, Yasue speaks up. Few of our conversations are started by me, though she seems unperturbed by this.
How have you been? You spoke of life being peaceful?
Peaceful? I suppose so. Things are largely the same as ever. I go to school, come home, eat dinner, and sleep. As for you, this world only contains Sapporo and its people, right? Yasue nods solemnly. I dislike reminding her of the fact, but I have only the most vague understanding of such things. So, there's nothing outside of this? Interesting. So it's not going back in time. But it's going back in time, but only a select part? I wonder. When we were sealed away all those years ago, this world became an unchanging one. That's all it will ever be for us, I suppose. Well, until you arrived. Imagine my shock to have someone from the real world arrive after so long. She giggles once more, smiling to herself at the memory. How easily she laughs off her own past awkwardness. The first impression I had of Yasue was perhaps the expected one. So many photos blend together of people in formal outfits, stiff poses, and stern, serious faces. While they may try to humanize history in school, there's only so much a museum trip or classroom lecture can do. My preconceptions would be dispelled in moments. In so many ways, she juxtaposed her ladylike properness with a carefree spirit. Okay, I'm beginning to understand. She went into a bubble world. It seems like it, huh? Her hair is lavishly cared for, yet flows freely rather than being tied up. Her speech is archaic and uses long obsolete words, only for her to chat naturally and openly. Okay. She dresses traditionally, yet gestures widely and wears her emotions on her sleeve. I know full well I'll be going over every conversation we have in my head for days, if not weeks to come. Angsting over every misstep or hesitation,
and overthinking every expression or pause. Yet Yasue will do no such thing. Everything flows off her. It's graceful in a manner, albeit not quite in the way I expected that were to be used for someone of an era barely past samurai and daimyo. Sorry if I'm a disappointment. If I could save you from this world, I would. You may not be a grand mage, but I'm glad to have met you. Perhaps it's for the better that the first to come here would be someone like you. I think she needs a more like... Let me lock in. Not knowing how to best react to her praise, I bashfully look away. My driving desire to be complimented is one of my uglier traits. I can only hope it's the few things that Yasue hasn't perceived of me. I soon realize I've begun rubbing my arm out of anxiety. For all her praise, I still feel I'm as if I'm telling a lie by omission. How would a mage react to finding the one before them is some regular person, mimicking their abilities through such methods? May I ask you a question on that topic? Feel free not to answer if you prefer. Go ahead. How old are you? I must admit, you seem young for a mage of this skill. The jump in topic forces me to think over the answer for a moment. I can't will myself to tell the truth when she gives such a convenient excuse not to. I turned 20 a few weeks ago, I think. So you haven't... She trails off before finishing her sentence, her expression concerned. I'm left at a loss for words, only growing worse as the spark of realization brightens her face. Yasue? Follow me, please. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Once again, I find myself working to catch up to with the cheerful woman. Dim lamps struggle to illuminate the tables around us, the izakaya's air filled with the chatter of patrons and a heavy scent of tobacco. With liquor flowing freely and so many in the tight space, the air's taken on a distinctly muggy feel, many of the animated faces around us flushed a bright red. My gaze rests on the waitress skittering from table to table, dainty feet in sandals tapping quickly to keep up with the pace of orders. It's a little uncanny. Everything about the experience is so close to a normal restaurant, yet just different enough to throw me off. As always, I do my best to avoid accidentally catching the eye of anyone in particular. Yasue does no such thing, instead looking at me with an indulgent smile. Wow, girls. I'm not sure I understand. If this is for my birthday, it's really not a big deal. At this, Yasue makes a show of my pouting. Or makes a show... What did I read? At this, Yasue makes a show of pouting. You never let me spoil you. I know your world has many lovely things, but I'd like to treat you at least once with what we have to offer. It's not like I mind, it's just... Old man, some local beer for this young lady, if you please. The man beyond the counter, as yet unseen, yells out his agreement in a hoarse voice. Wait, I mean, I'm still 20. I haven't even tried drinking yet. And what better time to try? I easily give up my protest in light of how happy she is to be treating me like this. Oh yeah. I had been too shy to fumble my way through dealing with a bar, and I wouldn't know what alcohol would be good to start with in the first place. Our drinks arrived quickly, the old man, perhaps the owner, personally bringing the bottles and glasses to our table. Yasue doesn't notice my confusion as she stops to pull out the cork in each. Even I know these usually have bottle caps. 40 sen, thank you. Yasue quickly obliges, passing him 2 odd silver coins. This is the first time I've actually seen sen being used. Regardless, the man cheerfully takes them before hobbling back off past the curtain. I hadn't taken her for a beer drinker, but she's clearly looking forward to this more than I, as she gives an eager smile. Trying to paper over my confusion, I quickly take one of the bottles in hand. Supporting it in one hand and tipping with the other, I gently pour the amber liquid into the cup now held by my senior's delicate, spindly fingers. Yasue returns the gesture soon after, an inviting, thick, foamy head forming on the glass I cradle. The calmly bubbling beer gives off a floral scent, a sharp contrast to the mess of crimson which brought me here, the smell of blood now uncomfortably familiar. I peer over my drink to Yasue, her gaze patiently gauging my reaction. Perhaps it's my distrust of others or my own anxieties causing me to overthink every gesture, but I find myself unable to plainly accept what should be a kind gesture. Excuse me. Is it really okay to treat me to all this? I feel like I've done nothing for you, but you keep treating me so nicely. You don't want to celebrate your birthday? No, it's not that at all. I had expected Yasue to defend herself. Instead, she stares at me intently, as if examining an interesting specimen before her. Maybe this is no different how we've been interacting this whole time. Another of her elaborate plays, but this time, without a script to hand. Each of us left to take our cues from the other, judging and moving in step with the other. As a particularly rowdy patron gives a boisterous laugh beyond us, Yasue smiles and closes her eyes in defeat. Perhaps I've been coming on too strong. I apologize. I've spent so long without new company that I am slightly terrified that I might lose you at any moment. Of course she'd be scared. She's been sealed away for so long. Everyone here has been. That I'm important enough to Yasue for her to feel that way about me, even if it's only by circumstance, is oddly nice. It's been so long since I felt needed by someone. The least I can do is appreciate her generosity. Then I'll make you a promise. I'll always keep coming here, and as often as I can. I mean that as a student, as well. This world's practically a time capsule of history, after all. So, please share this drink with me. Not for my birthday, but to agree on that promise. Her smile is enough of an answer, the pent-up tension in my body releasing. An odd sense of purpose sparks inside of me, the first I've perhaps felt in my life. With that, we both lift our glasses to our lips and take a long sip. In the end, I only had a few sips of the bitter stuff. Thankfully, Yasue, who was only too happy to oblige in drinking both our bottles, and a couple more besides. It seems the taste of alcohol will take some getting used to. I had heard that drinking before evening is odd, let alone at noon. Yasue seems to hardly care though, her face now flushed and gestures decidedly more animated. Of all the images I had of a lady of the Meiji era, the joyful, carousing woman skipping beside me isn't one of them. Cute. As she gives me a slightly uneven smile, I offer a polite bow. Thank you, Yasue. Today's been fun. Sorry for not having more. Drinking will take some building up to. If I can muster the courage to have another. I'd be delighted to join you if you do. Perhaps it's the drink, or simple tiredness, but I find the corners of my mouth lifting, just a little. I wonder if the stupor will last in the real world, now that I think about it. The passing thought only reminds me of the greater lie. Perhaps it's genuine honesty after hearing her own, or the drink making me less inhibited, but I want to tell her the truth. Yasue, there's something I want to tell you. The reason I can't help you escape isn't just that I don't know how, it's... I'm not a mage, Yasue. Not like you. I'm just another person. But if that's the case, how did you... As I glance about the people going about their day around us, Yasue senses my want for privacy. Come, follow me. After a fair hike well beyond the town's limits, we arrive at the edge of the forest surrounding Sapporo. There's a peaceful serenity to this place that I've yet to find in my own world. Please, tell me what's worrying you. Whatever it is, Honoka, I accept it. The fact that she cares should make me feel happy, but it stings my heart so. She doesn't know. She couldn't know. Taking a long breath to steady myself, I look down in shame and pull my left sleeve upwards, tug by tug. Before long, the bandages show. Their length chases further and further up my arm, the beige gauze discolored by a blotch of bright scarlet. Fresh blood has pooled by now, the wound still proving sore as my sleeve drags over it. As I dare to look up at Yasue, the woman wears a mournful expression. It's striking compared to her gentle demeanor. What have you done to yourself? I'm not sure of how it all works, to be honest. I found a book which someone wrote a long time ago, about how a normal person could summon magic like a mage does by second nature. Somehow, I'm not sure of the mechanics. It lets me do things like this, but it needs my blood to work. They called it blood magic, in Italian anyway. In response to my fast-paced explanation, her eyes close. I can see the gears turning inside, the connection between my general frailty and rapid exhaustion when visiting that plane. Honoka. I know what she's going to say next. Neither of us want to hear the words. It's not as if I'm dying or anything. It's hard on my body, I can admit that, but for this... Please, Yasue, I want to keep seeing you. She thinks for some time before giving a heartbreaking smile of defeat. I can't very well force you to stop, can I? I'd rather she have scolded me. Without any further defiance. It's hard to read. I'm curious about something. I saw that there was dyslexic text. We can try the dyslexia text. Maybe that will help me a little. I don't have dyslexia. I'm just stupid. Me struggling to walk in crutches as I'm listening. Oh, having my phone in my mouth because I don't have pockets in my outfit. Oh, do take care. This is a very good accessibility option though. If I do actually read better, I'll be quite pleased. Nom 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 nom. Okay. Am I a little far? Okay. I'd rather she have scolded me. Without any further defense to be made, I fall silent while looking at nothing in particular. Take care of yourself, Honoka. I'm glad to have met you. We have no idea how so, but please don't do anything that would risk your life. Do you understand? I understand. I'm sorry to have worried you. As I scuff my feet on the grass in angst, I notice Yasue's shadow moving nearer. By the time I look back up, my body freezes at how close she's come. Without a word, she reaches out with those long, dainty fingers and grasps the corners of my glasses, subtly evening their position on my face. Oh, wow. With that, Yasue steps back and smiles simply. That's what we elders are meant to do, silly. Her point made, Yasue's smile slowly wears off. The time to say goodbye draws near. When the next visit will be is difficult to say, but the fact it will come is certain. I'm not sure if it's imagined or not, but I feel Yasue has become more comfortable with that fact. Understandable for a mage seeing their first visitor in 100 years. Take care, Honoka. Thanks. I'll see you again. Oh, my head presses to the hard wood beneath, its hard, cold surface rousing me. Blearily opening my eyes, I let myself stay in place as my senses slowly return to me. The smell of musty books, chalk, and blood plays on my nose, the scents making an unpleasant concoction. My body feels impossibly heavy. The stupor seems to be gone entirely, lost to the world I just left. The experience of transference takes a heavy toll on my strength. Forcing myself to stand, I stagger to my feet with a hand on my desk for support. I find myself unable to do anything but stand idle in the cold, empty room. My tired eyes stare blankly out the window, the moon's dim light reflecting off the bare branches of winter. She's pretty. Silence hangs in the air, moonlight illuminating motes of dust floating in the evening's darkness. My head feels empty. No matter how hard I try to form so much as a fleeting thought. Simple exhaustion, I tell myself. With little desire to do anything else, I begin the walk to the bathroom before settling in for the night. The floor still bears the scars of my work, the book which started it all laying open amid a disorganized desk. I'll get some cleaning supplies and wash off some of the mess, I think to myself. Sometime. Okay. Alright. Interesting.
夏の花は枯れ
The flowers of summer shall wither, the leaves of autumn shall fall. Against the transient world we are doomed to defiance, to the eternal folly of man. And so the winter's snow falls. Oh, so here are the artists. Nodding. Yes. Very good. I like the art a lot. Yes. It makes me wonder. Oh, that's pretty. It makes me wonder. She's cute.
この世界に初めて来たのがむしろほのかのような人でよかったわ。私はいつもどんなに些細なことでも世の中を正したいって思ってる。あの生活を
Wait, she's so cute. Hold on. Wait. Women? Why am I too excited about it? Oi.
あ、タイズインブラッド。血のちぎり。
Hold on. They're really cute. Hold on. So her voice is cuter actually. And Yasuo's voice is the deeper one. Do I change? Do I try changing it? For funsies? Yeah, sure. Actually, 1 second. I need to go turn the air conditioner on and probably throw this fish away. Hello. That's actually the background of the game. The train scuffling noises. I just got back. Thank you for waiting. So, she was. I guess that makes sense. She's 20 and she's young. And the mage is probably, you know, that type. Old. Speaks old fashioned. She was kind of just like cute. Cuter. Kind of. Hmm. With the taste of coffee. Her name is Honoka. Honoka. With the taste of coffee from the station lingering in my mouth, I idly watch the scenery stroll by with weary eyes. Another day begins, my daily routine now so deeply ingrained that getting to university requires little more than muscle memory. While I may want to visit Yasue again, practicing blood magic won't be possible until my body has some more time to recover. Until then, I have little choice but to live out another day in this world. I got a 97 on my exam, and I'm a little disappointed. I counted among my worst traits, but I've always had a tendency to eavesdrop. My attention drifts from one conversation between passengers to another, living vicariously through others without the bother of involvement in their lives. Others seem to be in a good mood from overhead clips of conversation. Excuse me. Excuse me. Others seem to be in a good mood from overheard clips of conversation. One salaryman talks to another about looking forward to the end of the week, being a Friday. Schoolboys chat about their plans for the weekend and the new game they're into. My life may have stopped, but those of others have kept moving. Plucking my phone from my bag for a distraction, I begin to check various messaging apps to get across what I've missed. Plans are made and rumors spread, while cute pictures and jokes are posted. While I might have tried to keep in contact with friends from previous schooling, we inevitably drifted apart without the connection of being classmates. These days, such morning browsing just covers the day's news and message board threads. It's funny how different this is to Yasue's time. She couldn't. The screeching of the train's brakes put an abrupt halt to my thoughts, people yelping in surprise at the unexpected shuddering. The stop is so sudden that I'd have fallen if not for putting a foot out before me. The momentary chaos at an end, I right myself and slip my phone back into my bag. Discontented passengers question and murmur as the train comes to a stop far from any station. Soon quieting as a monotone voice from above echoes about the carriage. Boom, 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 boom! We apologize for the inconvenience. This train is currently stopped due to an accident on the line. Bum, 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 bum. The short, almost curt message only causes more consternation among the passengers. Thanks. Others around me began to quietly chat between themselves, some wondering if a train ahead of us broke down, or if the bitter cold has caused line problems. Some wonder aloud if someone's died, a scandalous excitement to their whispers barely hidden. Seconds turn to minutes, the train showing no signs of moving for some time yet. The more impatient passengers pace about the aisle, though most settle into reading books or phones. Pretty. With the heat inside only growing more stifling, I look out at the snow-covered world outside with some longing. As I do, a movement catches my eye from the tracks below. Catching a glimpse of blue, I realize I've seen something I shouldn't have. A man in light blue coveralls slowly makes his way along the gravel towards the front of the train, his face downcast. Dirtied gloves hold a large roll of blue tarpaulin under his right arm. I've seen that material in the news. There's only one reason it would be used here and now. Suddenly finding myself restless, I turn back towards the other passengers. All that faces me is a scene of mild discontent at their mundane routine disrupted, ignorant to the cause. Without anything to do with the knowledge I have, I simply take out my phone and begin to scroll through the news feeds once more. And so, one more passenger discontentedly waits for their routine to resume. Bum, 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 bum. Mm. Oh, she's so cute. The day slowly draws to an end, my last daylight hours spent in the university library, as they often are. The desk where the elderly librarian once sat lies empty, her shawl left draped over the chair's back as a small, perhaps unintended, tribute. Ever since she retired, the school had struggled to hire another. The two of us had shared a silent agreement. I often remained in the library long past closing time, allowed to study while providing quiet company to the old lady as she worked to close up for the day. Thank you. I enjoyed our quiet coexistence, free from expectations of more. Oh, that person. A book sliding into place on a shelf ahead rouses me from my reverie. The new librarian, busy working. Librarian? New librarian busily working away. One Shino Kikuchi, according to the email which introduced the newest member of staff. Only hired in the last month, she's a stark difference from her elder in so many ways, not in the least of which being her age. If I had to guess, she'd be in her early 20s at most. At least one thing is alike between them. She too lets me stay well into the evenings. Perhaps the old librarian passed a note to her. I'm thankful, in any case. I hate being an imposition. But the school provides a far better environment for studying, given the solitude and loneliness of my faraway home. Looking back down to the book before me, a mundane bit of research material for my course, the words begin to dance as I try to read. The more I try to focus on the passages, the more my thoughts skate away. The same happened with lectures throughout the day. One shudder or another in those last moments before the train stopped was what a human's life ending feels like. In that instant, their wanderings in this world ended. Yet I have no other to tell. The same goes for the bandages running up my arm. They serve as an ever-present reminder of how little I have in common with anyone around me. Yeah, they're kind of boyish, aren't they? Um, um, what if I just gave her my regular voice times two? I should have said this a while ago, but thanks for the company. The unexpected voice from the shelves ahead makes my head jerk upwards. I hadn't realized how rattled I've been from this morning's experience, my heart only now returning to its normal pace, now that I have a distraction. Like so many others, the woman wears a smile so easily. I can't help but muse how odd she looks for a librarian, from her athletic clothing to how every movement belies a barely suppressed energy. Thank you for letting me stay. Evidently bored of her menial work in shelving books, Shino takes my reply as an invitation to have a proper conversation. Setting down the book in her hand, she comes over and spins a chair about, sitting herself sideways in a rather inelegant way. Well, hi. While the relationship between Yasuo and I may have had a certain push and pull as we feel out each other's boundaries,
Man, I keep misspeaking. I'm not... I don't like... I think I like 2D women. Maybe that's it. Um, you know, I forgot to turn the air a little colder. I realize. Whoops. Push and pull and feel out each other's boundaries. Right, let's try again. My name's Honoka. I'm so totally into girls. Wow. True. While the relationship between Yasue and I may have a certain push and pull as we feel out each other's boundaries, Shino has no such concerns. Even now, her bright eyes move from me to the textbook in my hands, happily seizing on an opening to get closer to me. You can read Italian? That's cool. I know a few languages too. That's the way the world is these days, right? I guess so. I need it for my degree. So she wants to chat. That, too, is a difference between Shino and the previous librarian, one I like rather less. Something throws me off about her. All the more so now that we're close. I can't quite put my finger on it, though, making me feel bad once again for being so distrustful towards someone so friendly. As if in answer to my want to end the conversation, a playful ping resounds from Shino's pocket. Her hand dives into her pocket, quickly retrieving her phone to examine the message. Her face lights up as she starts reading, the woman looking like a child given a new toy as she begins scrolling something or other with her full attention. I don't particularly mind. We all have our appointments and such. A minute or so later, she fumbles with the on-screen kana keyboard, slowly dragging her thumb across the grid to carefully type in her reply. Noticing my slightly baffled staring upon sending her message, she gives a grin. These things are pretty cool, aren't they? They might have just been for chatting before, but now it's all of cyberspace right in your pocket. The modern world's amazing. You can talk to anyone in the world so easily, or read an entire library. What an antiquated way of speaking. Oh, really? I've never heard cyberspace used by anyone, at least not without a thick sense of irony. Without intending to, I let my confusion show on my face. Did I say something wrong? No, not at all. It's just, I thought everyone was used to phones now these days. These days. She quickly puts her phone away into a pocket and takes to her feet once more, slightly embarrassed for my picking up on it. Well, how should I put this? I grew up in the country, so it's only recently that I've been able to try things like this. Computers and smartphones are all new to me, really. I suppose being a country bumpkin would explain it, though I thought even the most remote of woman. I suppose being a country bumpkin would explain it, though I thought even the most remote corners of Japan would at least have the cheaper smartphones around by now. If someone like Shino finds phones so exciting, maybe Yasue will too. Getting any signal for internet access is obviously a non-starter, though. What made you come to the city, then? Adventure, in a word. I tend to drift between jobs, taking on whatever's interesting. So, this is just temporary for you, too. How long are you staying? She gives a simple shrug. Until I get bored of this one, I suppose, I guess. I love reading. I'm the best reader ever. What an odd attitude. I'd vaguely heard of people who drift from job to job as their whims take them, but this is my first time meeting someone like that. I'd be lying if I said I weren't a little envious of her approach to things. Isn't that hard? Nah, as long as you have the right attitude, life gets a lot easier. You have to dedicate yourself to something along the way, I think. Even if it's something small, I always try to set things right in the world. If I can keep myself to thinking that, what's going on at any one time isn't a big deal.
Her words are said with such innocent naivety. Naivety. She's from a bubble world that's stuck in the 90s. Oh, Miss Country Bumpkin. Her words are said with such innocent naivety that I'm thrown off by the strange woman before me. It's not that I disbelieve that a drive to accomplish something is good, but more that it's hard to believe someone when they are so earnestly cling to it. Practically anything I've gotten myself into of late would be problematic to actually discuss with someone else, leaving me with nothing to continue the conversation. Thus, the distance between myself and others grows that little bit more. That isn't to say the carefree librarian is wrong, though. If there's any cause, any single thing I can believe in, it's freeing Yasue from that sealed world. She, of all people, doesn't deserve that fate, and I alone have the knowledge to even find her. Did I read that right? And I alone have the knowledge to even find her. Yes, true. Prompted by the thought of Yasue, my mind soon begins wandering of its own accord. If Shino wants to talk, I might as well try to get something useful out of her. I was wondering, do you know anything about mages? That's quite the change in topic. I saw a news article about a mage who works as a doctor a few days ago. It just made me curious. That's not entirely a lie. The odd news article or documentary about mages catches my eye these days, now that I know one. Shino shifts about, discomforted by the subject. She quickly tries to paper over her reaction upon realizing I've noticed. They're an interesting lot, aren't they? There's so few around that you really get to see magic actually being used. Excuse me. It's more that it's weird how people it's weird how people so different could be right beside us. That their experiences are so different, but nobody could tell. Do you think so? Your average mage isn't much different to a regular person, you know. It's sad how people are so distrustful of magic. I suppose they do keep their heads down here, though. Besides, powerful mages are something else, right? In Europe, they live way more openly and have ancient bloodlines who own old palaces. What government would try to police you if you could break the laws of nature on a whim? I suppose that's why people get so cautious around mages, though. People fear what's different. I can only imagine how powerful a mage must have been to seal away a whole portion of the world. The entirety of old Sapporo and its people, carved away from reality and lingering for an eternity. How anyone there hasn't gone mad is beyond me. Shino's earnestness is no less visible on this topic than the last. Her angst over people's dislike of mages is quite clear. She hardly seems the type to hide her feelings, earning her some degree of trust, even if I do dislike her nosiness. Realizing the time is getting on as the sun begins to set further, I file away Shino as a potential source of information as I get up and slide the book into my bag. Time is getting away from me as well. I should wrap up soon. Heading home? I should head back before I get too tired. Thank you again for letting me stay so long. My pleasure. Endlessly stacking books in this big building all by myself gets lonely. With that, I give an appreciative nod before pulling my coat from the seat and slinging it over my shoulders, my bag following before I start shuffling out of the library. It wasn't a lie that I needed to head back before I got too tired, but the reason goes unsaid. Pretty. Tonight, I'll renew my efforts on studying my other reading material. If I'm to devote myself to some cause or another, then that cause will be something only I can do. My concerns already begin to feel fleeting as I focus myself on the task ahead. From now, my purpose in life will be freeing Yasue from her gilded cage. Oh, Act 1, Scene 3. I guess that is a good stopping point, huh? Yo! Good. Nice. Isn't this interesting? I'm excited to get more into it. Oops. Dodon. Dodon. Wow. We got introduced to 3 characters today. Yo. Bwang. Yay. A nice little teaser. A nice little snippet. A nice little, I'm probably gonna play this whole game when it comes out. You should play the demo. Or you can continue to watch me voice it. But I think you should read it too. I think you should wishlist it and get it and do the things that make developers happy. I will quit out of this. Let me go to Twitch and see what's happening. Uh, えっと、Yay! Thumbs up, thumbs up. I want to. Oh, I'm glad. I'm very happy. I do like voicing things, so I'm glad that people like listening. Or maybe they don't, and that's fine too. Like, it truly life is yours to explore. No full game till June. That's plenty of time. That's plenty of time. It's already April. It's April. It's April. It's April, isn't it? April, May, June. It's so you can get excited. Guess who's playing GU? Cocinero. I think Nero is very funny. They're also a pleasure to listen to because they just be saying shit. Let's see. Let me ponder my orbs a little. I want to keep listening to you voice it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it does make me happy. I still do kind of have the mindset of like, maybe I shouldn't do just chatting. I don't know who would like just sit and listen, but I guess people do just sit and listen. Hello, Cole. How was Jack in your shit today? I assume that's what you did, because Taco's also here. Hi. Hi, Cole. Hi, readers. My name's Tan. I'm an ice cream slime. I just finished, actually. I'm playing Yuri. I'm playing Girls Love. I got more flustered than I thought I was going to be. I'm voicing through this demo. It seems pretty cool so far, and I recommend it. Maybe next time we can do some more. Next time is probably gonna be Thursday, depending on what day it is today. It's Saturday? I stream Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. Teehee. Hi Taco. Hi Cole. Hi Lou. I am in ads right now, sorry. Oh, okay. Cosita, hi, welcome. Hi Taco, you're back. Yeah. If you're in ads, I'm going to raid Nero soon. I was just wrapping up a little bit, saying that I like voicing stuff. I'm gonna be voicing a lot more stuff actually this month. I have a couple of collabs. I'm thinking of voicing through I forgot the name of the game. But I'm gonna continue voicing stuff with Yusha. I'm gonna not continue. Well, I did start before. I'm gonna technically continue voicing stuff with Wise, Yusha, and Floop. And that's later this month. I'm a yapper. I'm a speaker. I'm a voicer. Good luck with Sticker Club. Oh, thank you, Sticker Club. Thanks for mentioning. I almost forgot. I realized that today's Saturday, and today I'm going to do the raffle thing. I realized that it's late, so maybe I make the Twitter post tomorrow. But I'm gonna just ping everyone in the Discord and ask everyone to react to the message. If they want to be put in a wheel, to join the raffle for a free Sticker Club membership for this year. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane sicko mode? You're voicing things without me? Go host 100 line or the new Danganronpa or whatever it's called. What is that one called? I taught you everything you know about talking. This is true. Well, I came out of the womb and I couldn't know how to talk. And that was like, it was like that for like at least a year. And then after the year, Cole took me under their wing. And then I started learning like, oh, mama. And I was like, wow, my mind was like blown. Oh, hi, Nezu. Yeah, sticker club. Aren't you excited? I'm excited. Oh, it's soon. I actually have to mail out stuff. I will actually, now that I think about it, I'm mailing out stuff on the 16th. And that's in a week. That's in 4 days, actually. But I will be accepting people joining throughout the month. So I'll just send you things regardless of if it's past the quote quote 16th. Tribe 9 is a gacha. Oh, like a actual gacha game that has characters added to it or what? I want to join the Discord. Wait. Guess what, too? You can also join the Discord by using this new command that I did. Exclamation Discord. Dekita. I did it. Finally. There's a Discord command. You don't know the game? I'm livid. Sorry. All I know is how to voice, baby. New content coming the 16th. This is true. For me and for that game. I don't know. When's your next Danganronpa event? Cole. You know I'm down. If it didn't play like Genshin, I'd be on it. Interesting. It plays like Genshin? Wow. Well, I clearly know nothing about anything that Kodaka is doing. Interesting. What else do I have to mention? All that you need to know is my name's Tan and I'm a silly little ice cream slime. And Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday sometimes in the evenings I stream. And my sticker club will be happening soon. You should join it because it's cool. And if you've seen my previous stuff, maybe think it's cool. On my Twitter, there is a graphic for what they look like for what the first month stickers look like. What else do I do? Other than a bunch of voices, there will be a lot of collabs. I'm glad that I get to do a lot of collabs. This year I was like, it was one of my little like resolutions. Like I wanted to collab more, and now it's happening. Like just because I didn't even really set out to ask people. It just happiness truly comes to you. Hmm? I think I also would be less horny for Tribe 9 or 100 Mile or whatever it is. I think that's all that I wanted to say. If I'm remembering anything important, I'll just tell you next time. On Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe more tithe. Maybe I try ASMR. I was thinking about this recently. I've had these I was doing my taxes and I was like, wow, I can't believe I bought my ASMR mic a year ago. They've just been sitting here. So, I think I need to get on that and like try a stream. That's probably gonna be at ass o'clock though. Okay, like sleepy time. That's like the optimal ASMR time. I feel that one's probably gonna be like a 10 p.m. type of onward stream, or maybe even later than 10. People sleep at no, people do sleep at 10. There are some proper old folk out there. Can you do the Deadpool versus Peter Griffin rap in ASMR? I should charge you money for that. I should take requests, but they cost exorbitant amounts of money. Today we're rating Nero, by the way. They're playing GU, which is also one of the collabs that I've been doing recently. My friends got me into Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. It's pretty fun. I also heard that Insect Glaive was cool and in the end that you get a little bug guy. And so I might be interested in that as well. If I am to try another weapon, maybe Insect Glaive. It seems like cool and like whoosh 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 whoosh. I don't care that the weapons don't do damage. I don't care about stuff like that. I just care that it's cool and it feels cool. It's goated? Okay. We're so back then. Let's watch some Monster Hunter, shall we? Si cocinero? Thanks. I promise I'll move that someday. How? 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 Bye-bye. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you for the raid. Sorry it was at the end of the stream, but swing by next time, yeah? Other than that, that's about it, right? Have a nice night. Take it easy. And don't forget to do your taxes. Don't forget to do your taxes. Don't forget to finish your tasks. Don't let time slip by. It's already Saturday. The week starts on Monday. Ooh, you only have the weekend left. Yeah. Good luck, though. Fare thee well.